Okay, Maya, picture this. You've just bought a brand new, beautiful sofa. Huge, velvet, the whole deal. But there is a problem. There is no moving truck. There is no van. There isn't even a driveway. To get that sofa into your house, you have to put it on a tiny wooden boat and row it across a canal.
Wait, what? Is this a riddle, or are we talking about some kind of extreme DIY challenge?
Neither. It's real life. I was reading about this place today. It's a village in the Netherlands called Giethoorn. And Maya, in the old part of the village, there are literally no roads.
No roads at all? Like, not even a little gravel path for a Vespa?
Nope. For the longest time, it was strictly a pedestrian precinct. I mean, they've added a bike path recently because, it's the Netherlands and they're born on bicycles. But for the most part, if you want to get anywhere, you're either walking over a bridge or you're on the water. It's basically a living, breathing watercolor painting.
Honestly, it sounds like a dream. No car horns? No traffic jams?
Exactly. It's why people call it the Venice of the North or the Venice of the Netherlands. But instead of giant stone palazzos, you have these charming houses with thatched roofs and perfectly manicured lawns that go right down to the water's edge. It's like, imagine if a hobbit hole and a canal boat had a baby.
Only you could come up with that analogy, Leo. But wait, how did it end up like that? Did they just decide one day, hey, let's skip the asphalt and just dig ditches?
That's the fascinating part. It wasn't actually an aesthetic choice at first. It was functional. So back in the day, the whole area was rich in peat, and they needed that peat for fuel. So people started digging it up, and over time, these massive holes they left behind filled up with water and became lakes and canals.
Oh, so the streets are basically just the scars of the earth where they took the fuel.
Precisely. It's like the village grew out of its own industry, and because the water was already there, they just kept it. They built their lives around it. There are 176 bridges in this tiny village, Maya. 176.
Wait, really? For a population of what, a few thousand?
Yeah, about 2,800 people live there. So that's like one bridge for every 16 people. It's wild.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around the logistics. Think about the mailman, or even just going to get groceries. It sounds so peaceful, but also like it would take 3 times as long to do anything.
Well, you're not wrong, but that's the charm. It forces you to slow down. You can't exactly drift a boat around a corner at 60 miles an hour. Most of the tourists use what they call whisper boats. They have these electric motors that are totally silent so they don't disturb the peace.
Whisper boats. I love that. It's so much better than the roar of a freeway. I think we all need a bit of that whisper energy in our lives. Actually, before you tell me more about the bridges, I just want to say to everyone listening, if you're enjoying this little escape into the Dutch countryside with us, you should definitely join the loop. Come back tomorrow and get your daily curiosity fix. We love having you here.
Yes, join the loop. We've got so many more weirdly beautiful places to talk about.
Okay, back to Giethoorn. You mentioned it became famous in the 50s?
Yeah, 1958. This filmmaker, Bert Hanstra, made a comedy called Fanfare there. It's like this classic Dutch movie, and once people saw the village on the big screen, it just exploded. Now it's this massive tourist destination.
I can imagine. It's so Instagrammable, even before Instagram existed.
Oh, for sure. But here's the most wait what moment I found. You know the game Monopoly?
Of course, the destroyer of friendships.
Right. Well, in 2015, they did this huge international campaign to pick cities for a special world edition of Monopoly. They had contenders from all over the globe, huge metropolitans, and this tiny village of Giethoorn, through a massive online campaign, actually won a spot on the board.
No way! A village of less than 3,000 people beat out major world cities?
Yep, they landed spot number 21. It was this huge point of pride for them. I guess the village marketeer really knew what they were doing.
That is incredible. It just goes to show how much people are drawn to that kind of unique, preserved beauty. It's not just a museum though, right? People actually live there and, do normal things?
Totally. I mean, they even have a world-class food scene. There's a guy named Johnny Bohr. He's a Michelin star-winning head chef who's from there. It's a real place with real history, just without the tires and the exhaust.
It makes me think about how we design our spaces today. Everything is so car-centric. Imagine a neighborhood where the main street is a canal and you wave to your neighbor from a bridge instead of through a car window.
It's a totally different way of connecting, right? It's like the architecture itself forces you to be neighborly. You can't be a hermit if you're constantly crossing bridges to get to the store.
I think I need to book a flight, or at least buy a very small boat.
I'll help you row. It just goes to show sometimes the most beautiful places aren't the ones we planned perfectly. They're the ones that grew naturally out of the work people were doing.
I love that. A village built from the holes left behind. It's a good reminder that even when we take something away, we can leave room for something beautiful to flow in.
Exactly. Well, I think that's our trip to the Netherlands for today.
It was a lovely one. See you again soon, everyone.
Stay curious.